friends, Sandra here, and welcome to the Sassy Club. And be sure and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel already so you don't miss any awesome planner videos. And on to planning, y'all. And I'm sorry it took me so long to upload this for you guys, but I was having some technical difficulty with my iMovie, went to the Mac store and everything, didn't help, but finally I was able to come up with a solution. So I'm back, you guys. Sandra's back, alright! Backstreet Boy reference. So these papers are from the actual Planner Society Valentine's kit that they did. It was like a limited edition one for people who are non-subscribers to get, so I jumped on it and was like, heck yeah, I'm getting it! And now I feel like singing Jump On It. Yeah, I had to get it. It was really beautiful and gorgeous, but I also have tons of Valentine's paper pads that I bought as well, so don't think you need this kit to doll up your planner by any means. I also use a mix of some of the stuff that I got from my Click Kits as well, so if you happen to be subscribed to Click Kits, be sure and think outside the box and use your Valentine's stuff for your planner as well, because why not? And I loved this flower paper so much that I wanted to use it over the actual like month days because I thought it'd be cool to kind of just cover them. And then I had that extra paper that had that after cutting down that paper, I decided to use those little strips and just kind of use them the way you would washi at the bottom of a planner layout or something. So I thought that was really cute, so I glued those down, and it has little black hearts on it, so I thought it just gave it a little extra something. And it's not cut perfectly in the sense of like where the hearts are, but I actually love that about it. And then I'm also using the stamp set from my website, thesassyclub.com. Shameless little promotion there, but yeah, I'm using my stamp set. And I really loved this girl from that stamp set, so I thought I would stamp her in the corner because she's kind of perfect for Valentine's Day, if you ask me, with her little heart glasses, and she looks so cute. You can also stamp the banner that comes with that set right underneath her, and it fits perfectly. And then I'm also using another one of my stamp sets called Me Mine, and it's also made for Valentine's Day, but you can really use a lot of my stamp sets all year long, which is something that I really try to do with my stamp set, is make them versatile. So this label is from the same one as the Valentine's girl you see here, and it's just basically like a heart label, and I thought that would look really cool stamped throughout this layout, so I decided to do one there on Valentine's Day, because obviously I need to mark Valentine's Day. And then I also decided to just stamp Happy Valentine's Day from my set as well, just because I thought it would look cute, so yes. And then I'm just stamping that in archival ink, which you guys know is kind of like one of my go-to inks. And as always, I will leave links in the description box below for you guys for all the products, so fret not. And if anything isn't in the description box, I usually can't find it or it's not available, but you can leave me questions. And the Planner Society kit that I was using this Valentine's edition is no longer available, so it will not be linked. And then I'm using some pigment ink in red. It's from Memento. And I decided to use a pigment ink versus using a chalk ink because I really loved this red color. And that little rose stamp is also from my Be Mine stamp set. I really love these roses because they remind me of like ones that would be in Alice in Wonderland to me. And you have to be really careful when you're using pigment inks because they do take longer to dry, so you don't want to smear them. And I'm using the same technique I showed you guys in my last Happy Planner video, which is just creating like little blocks of stamping. And the fun thing about using the tape is that it kind of makes it almost look like it was already like pre-printed there by using the stamps of the tape. But if you didn't want to use the whole post-it tape technique, you could still just stamp it wherever. You guys know that I like to mix it up, and sometimes I do my layouts completely different, but I'm just kind of like on a post-it tape kick right now, and I am reusing that post-it tape over and over again in this layout, but you do want to be careful when using a pigment ink not to smear that ink on your layout as you're doing that. So just a word to the wise there, because that would be something that would happen, especially to someone like me, so I'm just warning you guys so that you don't make a hot mess. And then I'm going back and I'm putting some pink throughout this, and part of the reason I kept the red on the roses on the edges was because it's kind of harder to see when you write something over the color red. So I did add the pink more towards the middle because you can easily write over pink, and I just wanted to add little pops of pinks throughout it because you guys know I love pink, so I need no excuse pretty much. And then I'm going to use the little heart that comes inside this same stamp set just to create a few little blocks of color with hearts that are just going to have a pink heart in it, so it's going to be really subtle look. I wasn't going for something like crazy, and I'm not going to make you guys watch as I do all of them or anything, because you guys already have a basic idea of what I'm doing. And then I'm just taking that same tape over and over again and doing that same thing. And then I decided to use some watercolors to color in my little stamp girl here. A lot of times people ask me what I use to color in my stamps. And I use a variety of different mediums, but I will have a video just separately talking about that. But right now I'm using these specific watercolors that are peerless versus using the cake pan that I normally use of watercolors. It's kind of cheaper. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't like the chalky effect that you get when coloring over images with that specific stamp set, because it kind of covers the lines. So I decided to use this one instead for that reason. But generally I love using the cheaper one. And if you're stamping on top of it once it's already watercolored, it's not an issue, but the way I was doing this, it just wasn't going to work. So just another, word to the wise. And I will have a link for this specific watercolors in the description box below. They are a more expensive watercolor, but since I love watercolors as much as I do and I use them as much as I do, it was worth it to me for the investment, but that might not be the case for you if that's not something that you know that you'd use a lot. So just keep that in mind. What's really cool is that you just use your water brush to activate the colors, so it's like you can take it to go with you as a palette. It's really like an awesome idea. I'm also just using my brush pen that's from Tombow to just write all the little things that I have going on. And I don't write a ton of things usually when I'm doing these videos. Because I don't really plan out my whole month other than specific things that I know I'm going to have going on. And then also some things are personal, so I don't always necessarily write them down on video. But other than that, I'm just writing down a few things. I will also have a link to my pen because I always get lots of questions asking where I got it or what kinds I use. I do use different brush pens though, so don't think that you have to stick to just one in specific. Try out different pens and kind of find the one that works for you, kind of like the way Planner Piece works, even though I'm not really sure if that exists, but I have millions of pens, so I love trying out different pens. This little stamp is also from my Be Mine stamp set, and it's just kind of like a little love letter sort of. So I thought it would be cute to use it on like my mail day. And you can also use your planner doodle mail icon if you have that as well, but I just decided to use this one. And then I'm adding some blue washi that has kind of like a lace pattern on it, and I just thought it would be cool to add this because I felt like it needed some blue to kind of break up all the pink and red that's going on. And then I did want to add some more like black to this because I wanted it to be kind of like black and white themed as well. So I'm using the little air balloon that is from the Love Struck stamp set, and I'm just kind of deciding where I want to add it. You're going to see me kind of like placing it over the paper, seeing if I like that specific area to stamp it on, which is something I generally do. And that's the great thing about it being clear. You can kind of just position it where you want it to. And I really, really love this air balloon. I cannot stress that enough. I was really tempted to watercolor it in, but I really loved the way that it looked with just the black and white look to it. And then I was deciding exactly where I wanted it. And again, y'all, I'm sorry if you hear any noise in the background. I would totally normally like wait till it's a little more quiet. But since you guys have been waiting so long for me to post another video because of the issues I was having, I was just like, you know what, YOLO, I'm gonna do it. And that noise that you just heard is my dog jumping up against the door. I also hope that the audio is kind of okay for this video as well, because I'm also doing my audio a little different today just for the sake of getting this video up for you guys. So it's just one of those weeks pretty much, so just bear with me, you guys. And again, I'm just writing out all the things in my layout. I'm probably going to end up fast forwarding this or editing some of this out, but I know that some of you guys like to watch me write like my script and stuff and enjoy seeing it. And who else is excited about The Walking Dead coming back? Woo! I don't know if I'm more excited about that or Valentine's Day, to be honest with y'all. I'm just really, really psyched. I feel like all my stuff is coming back soon. And that little shopping bag, just so you guys know, is from my Sassy Life stamp set that I also have, which I'm not showing here on camera for whatever reason. But yeah, and then I just went ahead and colored it in with the little inside stamp that comes with it, which is kind of makes it easier than having to necessarily watercolor every single one. And then I'm just going into that little February book stack over there, and I'm just coloring it in. I feel like since I haven't filmed in a few days, I'm almost like out of practice for my voiceovers or something. And I also want to thank those of you who have been really patiently waiting, because I originally said I was going to post this several days ago, and I feel really bad that a lot of you have been waiting, but there's really nothing that I could do, unfortunately. And now I'm going in and just adding some random watercolors in different places like you guys know I generally do. I kind of just wanted to add just a little bit more blue, but not very much, because I want this spread to be primarily like pink spreads and black and white. But again, I felt like I just needed a little bit of blue to kind of just break up what was going on, because I don't normally just do like 3 colors, so I don't know if it was just that I was having an issue with like just doing like sticking to 3 colors or not, but I really end up loving the way this layout looks in the end. And I also had some stickers from that same Planner Society kit that I had gotten, and so I decided to add some of those stickers throughout this just to tie in the theme of colors, which that's one of the good things about having kits and things, that you do have like certain things that will just match perfectly. But I feel like pinks and reds and blues aren't that hard to find to match together, so you can really make your own kit if you have washi tape, paper pads, and inks and stuff, and stickers. Like, that's not very hard, and you guys generally see me do that every single week. So this is kind of just a rare occasion when I'm actually using a kit. But I thought it was really fun to kind of use it on camera and just show you guys some of the things that you can do with it to give you ideas as well. And with mixing it with stamps, which is really fun. And I'm using the smaller and one of like the medium-sized hearts from my same Lovestruck stamp set, just to again add more things throughout this layout till I'm happy with it. And then the camera kind of turned off and I didn't realize, so I added those stickers and I stamped another one of those label hearts in red. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp another one in black. And again, I just layer till things look right to me. So I just added random things throughout this layout, just layering until it just looks balanced to me, whatever that means. And I'm also adding a gold like arrow sticker, and also a gold glitter sticker. And again, I'm sorry I'm stuttering over my words, I swear. And I just was playing around with where I wanted to add it, and I just wanted to add little accents of gold because I feel like gold just goes good with everything, and you guys know it's #obsessions with me and gold. And that one is like a gold glitter, so it's not as shiny, but I still really liked it. And then I had this washi that was like gold and white stripe that I've had for a while, so I decided to also add that because why not, right? I also did end up adding some of that to the other side as well, but I don't believe I did that on camera. And also, you guys, I do have an extra video that I'm going to be posting up quite soon for you guys, also showing you guys more ways that I added things to my Happy Planner for Valentine's Day. I was going to add it in this video, but this video was getting way too long, so unfortunately I didn't, but you guys will see what I'm talking about really, really soon. And I just added some foam, I'm adding some foam tape to these letters that you see there that I think I had in my stash from like a leftover Project Life kit or something like that. And they're just a really pretty like blue color, and they match with my washi. I feel like they're just gorgeous, so I decided to add my title like that instead. I was originally thinking of doing gold, but I ended up liking these letters better, so I propped every other one up to add some dimension to it, something that I do a lot in Project Life, so it kind of just made sense to do it here too because I really like the way that that looks generally. And then I added the numbers to the other side because I just thought it would look cute like that and kind of just balanced. That's like my favorite word apparently. And then I'm adding a gold glitter XO to this just because I thought it needed another pop of gold on the page, and I think I was kind of right. So yeah, and I had those actually stashed from some stickers I picked up at like a random TJ Maxx. And then I'm just adding a little quote here, and sometimes I like to add little quotes and things to this, to my monthly, because I don't take my monthly quite as serious as I do like my weeklies, in the sense of like, if I really had something going on that I needed to write for that day, I could always put it into my weekly day. So why not just have a little bit more freedom and write in a quote? So I really liked this one, and it's by I think E. Cummings or something like that. I don't remember exactly now off the top of my head because, like I said, I had filmed this quite a bit ago and didn't get to upload it till then. So yeah. But I hope you guys are enjoying this video and didn't have to wait too long, but yeah, I know it was kind of long. But pretty much I'm done with this, and now I'm just going to be popping it back into my planner, and I am punching the little holes on this too, because as you guys know, I added the paper so it covered that one hole. So I just wanted to re-add that hole and then just cut a little slit into it with my scissor, which is basically what you do when you want to add something into your Happy Planner as well, which is why I left it in there for y'all to see. Anywho, I can take a breath now and stop talking so fast. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and be sure and subscribe to my channel, because I would love it if you were part of the Sassy Club. Anyway, see you guys soon, and yeah, bye guys!